concept of physical security, by the global financial and economic crisis, which frankly has in many ways disabled some of our most important friends, the Europeans, for instance, who are going through very difficult circumstances. And then we've had the Arab Spring, which is very strong evidence that authoritarianism isn't stable, and that when you wait too long for reform, which is what happened in the Middle East, it's not reform, it's revolution, and revolutions are not pretty. And so it's going to be very turbulent in that very critical part of the world. That cries out for leadership, because with that much shock in the system, and the Irans and the Israeli-Palestinian issue and so forth, somebody has to set the agenda and lead. And since World War II, that's been the United States. And we've set the agenda on the basis of the belief that the world will be better if there are free economies and free peoples. And that only in freedom do people truly prosper. And so we have a view. The United States has a view about how human history ought to turn out. Now the challenge is that I know and I feel the fatigue in America. I know it's been 10 years of war and terrorism. In fact, I jokingly said to President Bush toward the end of the term, I said, Mr. President, they're tired of us. I said, it's been mobilize, mobilize, mobilize. They're tired of us. An idea of a Middle East that would be different with Saddam Hussein in it, just not possible. And so we decided it was time to deal with the threat. But we tried several things. You know, the Egyptians came to us and said, he'll take $1 billion. Some of his family say, he'll take $1 billion to leave. The president said, done. Now that might have caused all kinds of other problems, but we'd have taken it. We tried to assassinate him in the night before the war. We got a report that he was at a place called Dora Farms, and we made an attack to try to assassinate him, thinking we might therefore not have a chance, not have to go to war. But he was a cancer, so we went to war, we overthrew him. There are many things that I would do differently about how we tried to rebuild the country. We should have done more to rebuild the country on the outside in the provinces where we could have gotten tribal support. And we got that right finally in 2007. That was the key to the so-called Anbar awakening, where the tribes themselves rose up against Al-Qaeda. But I am